Hello. Not sure how well this is going to go, as I'm trying to do two things at once at the moment. But we are live for the moment. It's been a long day. It's been a very long day. I'll actually get into it when anybody's turned up, but and I've only just realised that the scenes that they fade to in the when each of the characters are on screen are their loyalty missions. Which I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I can get access to all of. Killing racists. I'm also thinking about maybe starting uploading stuff to YouTube. It may be a little bit late to start with this game, but tell you what, I'm going to do it. We'll see what happens. I'm going to start uploading the videos that I currently have to YouTube for posterity. Or whatever that means. Right, looks like this is actually working. That's good. 3 more minutes before we actually start the game. It's probably warm my voice. Do you know what? I'm going to go get myself a glass of water. Yep. I'm feeling very twitchy today, for reasons that I may explain later. I probably won't bother. Suffice to say that we live in a society One minute to go. 5 minutes feels so long when you're not really doing anything. Where were we? Gods, I can't remember now. I cannot remember for the life of me. Right. Come on, time. Take over. Right, that's 8. That's when I normally start. So let's get on with it. Loading the game from last time. Blah blah blah. Oh right, yes, this was exploring the new. So there's a gang here, the Wagengeister, and we're looking for the missing shipment for our gunrunner friend. And this place is massive and full of people. So let's start talking. Quarren, we've already talked to him. Nobody here to talk to. Goldfish. The woman starts a little at your approach, but she recovers quickly and beams brightly at you. The fox face on her headdress seems to grin as well. Her classically nasal American accent is obvious. Hey kiddo, fancy share a drink with me? Sure, if you're buying. Awesome. Unfortunately, there aren't a lot of options here. They've got beer, a homebrewed gin, and schnapps. Pick your poison. I've been drinking gin and tonics. The conic cuts out some of the gas flavor. I think they've been distilling in some old propane tanks. Yeah. I'll have some schnapps. Let's go for schnapps. Sure thing, lady. Oh, that's the bartender. Sure thing, lady. Slides a tumbler full of sweet-smelling pear schnapps down your way. It's warm. So, what's a girl like you doing in a place like this? I'm just traveling through. I heard there was a market, but, well, just look at this place. She waves her arm around in a wide circle, taking in everything from the sadly shimmying woman to the near empty corridors outside. So I'm just having a drink with this fine gentleman here and then moving along. Where are you from? California, Free State. I'm doing the whole Europe tour thing, you know. Besides getting me out of that hellhole. It's been a really good learning experience. Had some good fun, made some good friends. She clatters the ice around her drink. You can smell the cheap gin from where you stand. But it's a hellhole everywhere these days. Can't drink enough to forget some things I've seen. I'm all for communism and anarchy and free love, but sometimes the state goes a little far. What do you mean? It's just the things like the turf wars and the racists and junk, you know, like those humanist assholes. Unpleasant. But that shit aside, I like the idea of a state without the man. Listen, my name's Goldfish. What's yours? Call me Misfortune. Nice to meet you, Misfortune. Now that I've said my bit, what are you doing in a place like this? I'm looking for the Ravengeister. Raven ghosts? Might be anything in Gesundbrunnen. Gesundbrunnen. She wouldn't pronounce it correctly. Seems like everything down here is a ghost. Ghosts of the past, ghost trains, ghostly thin folks, pale for lack of sunlight. I need sunlight too. I like to joke I photosynthesize, but it just gives me so much energy. Energy these people don't have anymore. No more, she'd probably say. The expression grows stern for a moment as she stares to her gin tonic. Maybe I've been down here too long. I've been down here long enough. Maybe I'm a ghost too. Alright, that's enough, Faolan. You're officially cut off. Your total is 36 new yen. Can I at least buy something for my friend here? She's been talking with me a bit and hasn't had anything. No, you're cut off. I don't want you even sipping out of it. Dude, chill. Forget I asked. She turns to you with a shrug. Sorry I couldn't get you anything else, but thanks for being a pal. I don't think she was being disruptive. Then again, he probably knows her better than I do, so... So, odd merchant, militia captain, shopkeeper. Let's ask the odd merchant. Hello there, newcomer. I have many exciting and rare weapons for you to peruse. Instruments of death, the sort you'll not find anywhere else in Berlin. Care to look around? Despite the shopkeeper's claims, her inventory looks decidedly poor. Most of the weapons appear rusty and in ill repair. A particularly cobbled-together pistol stands out from the bunch. Sure, let's see what you have. Slapdash pistol. Made up of mixed parts from Ares Cavalier and Ruger pistols. Jesus. Anything worth buying? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like you've got anything worth buying, mate. See anything you like? I don't know, it doesn't seem like there's much with... What's up with the shoddy looking pistol? Exquisite, is it not? Is it not? The work of a master craftsman who used to live here. I've changed accents completely. Forged from some of the finest slug throwers you'll find this side of the Atlantic, and at that price, a steal. I think some of those parts are hot glued together. Oh jeez, this thing is a nightmare. As I said, the work of a master craftsman. A weapon made by many that would simply break after being fired. Can I take... Doesn't seem as much here. Well, there's been lean pickings around these parts. On top of that, there's the militia. They need most of the best pieces to keep us safe. Still, we've got some of the most reliable weapons for home defense. I'll be going now. This crate appears to have been hastily prized open. There's partially torn up strafing label on its side. Most of the ink has been worn off, but the words Klaus Bazaar is still clearly visible. Right, so that's one of the crates. The militia captain stands alert, her eyes tracking slowly across the market before coming to rest on you. Gordon Tag. You look like you keep a close eye on this case. Have you seen shipment of weapons pass through here recently? No, I would have noticed that. Right. So the militia are in on it. Shopkeep. Here's your shopkeep. Hi there, stranger. I got a sale on today. You interested in some rations, salvage, some home remedies? Let me see what you've got for sale. Basic med kit, fetishes, nitro, nothing of any worth. There's a crate behind the shop that looks like it was marked for delivery to the Crest Bazaar. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? The troll looks around nervous. No, I don't know anything about crates. Looking for some backup? It's just us here. It's just us here, friend. Okay, look, yeah, the Ravengeister came by yesterday, asked me to move the rest of these medical supplies, and they disappeared. I don't know where they went. I mean, hey, I gotta make a living, right? Look around here. They leave me this Scanner's core. I'm grateful. Already sold most of it in less than a day. Plenty of folks already here need real medical supplies. Alright, I've told you everything I know. We're cool, right? I don't know anything else. Relax, I believe you. Times are tough. You're not going to hurt me? Thank you, stranger. Not everyone's so understanding around here. Look, if you're looking for the Ravengeister, try the old information kiosk on the other side of the market. I've seen some folk coming and I'm just going to go with folk coming and going through there. Right, thank you very much. Scuff marks. You notice the set of scuff marks in the ground, as if something heavy was dragged across here. The marks vanish into the wall. Inspect the nearby wall more closely. You find a small seam in the wall that suggests there might be a passageway hidden inside there, but you can spot no clear mechanism for opening it. Maybe we should ask around. This looks like the place, so I'm sure someone will spill the beans. Yup. These crates don't seem to be part of the shipment that was en route to the Croix Bazaar. Bathroom. The area is in extreme disrepair. Water is flooding out of the walls and stagnating in pools on the tile floor. You can smell the mildew from here. Info terminal. This appears to be an old U-Bahn information terminal. Judging by the system's design and current condition, it is quite old. As you approach, the machine makes a series of sputtering noises. The dust-covered screen flickers dimly to light. Time since last update: 5201-150522. Error. Primary database not found. Restarting in offline mode. Restarting. The screen goes dark as the machine begins to emit a bizarre variety of clicking and chirping sounds. After an intermediate amount of time, the screen finally shudders back to life. Welcome to Gisbröden Station. Please select an option from the menu below. Station history, route information. Enter a custom query. Station history. You have selected station history. Gisbröden Station opened on April 18th, 1930, as the final stop along the U-Bahn's U8 line. It was designed by the prominent U-Bahn architect Alfred Grenander. Construction on the U8 line began in 1914 under Allgemeinen Elektrikatsgesellschaft, but labour shortages in the First World War put the project on hold for over a decade. The eventual completion and opening of this home line between Neukölln and Gisbröden in 1930 presented a major step forward in connecting Berlin's working-class districts to the city centre. During World War II, many unfinished tunnels and stations along the U8 line were converted into air raid shelters, including parts of the Gisbröden station. In the decades following the war, the station also served as an emergency fallout shelter in the event of a nuclear attack. During the Cold War, the U8 line continued to run between Neukölln and Gisbröden, taking it under the wall and through parts of East Berlin. The train would skip all East Berlin stations until it merged on the far side, near Gisbröden. Today, the U8, I should be calling it the U8 line, continues to operate, carrying thousands of passengers through Gisbröden station on a daily basis. In addition, the former bunker at this location has been transformed into a popular museum exhibit, showcasing the history and developments of Berlin's underworld. Please inquire at the information kiosk for current museum rates and hours of admittance. Route information. You start to press the 4 key, only to realise that the key is missing from the keyboard. A thick layer of grime and dust rests in its place. 6. Museum. Please enter your customs inquiry string now. This system will attempt to match your query against a database of frequently asked questions for our valued station guests. How do you spell museum? Right, we're going to have to look this up because I don't know how to spell museum. Let's try bunker. Museum. Museum. No. Okay. Cancel. I don't want to just break down the door. Guten Tag. Say, what's the scuff marks on the ground over there by the information kiosk? I wouldn't know. I'm not in charge of the cleaning volunteer, she sighs. Hell, nobody is these days. The way things have been going. Hopefully our luck will return sooner or later. It'd be nice to take some pride in the place again. Well, good luck at that one point now. I don't want to... Shopkeep. No. Right. Hell with it. Inspect the wall. Get your teammate to force open the wall. Takes some time, but some doing, but your teammate manages to force open the false wall. Hinges give way with a scrape and a crunch. The passage behind is revealed. Go downstairs. Hello, gentlemen. This is the same man you met in the market, but the friendliness is gone from his face, and its place is a cold, unwavering gaze. Corin. You should have stuck to the market, stranger. If the Rabengeister wished to be found, we'd open a fucking cafe. Now what do you want of us? Say a piece. I don't know, it looks like an invitation for you. You don't want to hide your tracks a bit better. I just want to see what the Rabengeister fuss was about. Cool pad you got here. I'm supposed to the crossbow shipment for supplies. Wait, I just saw you upstairs and didn't see you on the way down. He stares at you for a long time and then breaks into a chuckle. Aye, I'll grant you've been a little careless. Guess we figured with Monica Schaefer out of the picture the Christ was median skill. That's why you're here, right? We stole your supplies and you want them back. That's about right, yeah. Which I completely understand, stranger, believe me. But unfortunately, we know those supplies are more than you do, so I'll have to gracefully decline your offer to relieve us of your property. I will graciously give you one chance to turn over the supplies before I shoot you in the face. That's very... Corin rolls his eyes suddenly, then turns to his crew. Did you imbeciles really not search them for weapons? For fuck's sake. Frag's sake, come on. Regardless, I'd hope to avoid bloodshed. We cannot back down on this. Sorry, stranger. Corin sighs and draws his rifle. Right. Control mode. Drone, do your thing. Misfortune, do your thing, which is, in this particular instance, hide. And Glory, do your thing, which is turn these people into Spätzle. Let's see. Target him. One down. One to go. Target. One and two. Hello, number 2! Right, bit of it more internal damage. Yeah, let's go for that one. It looks like fun. Oh, we missed! Son of a... You are hurting Glory in ways that I cannot possibly accept. Right. Corin's keys. Excellent. They're all empty. Just full of old SimSense recordings. This looks like quite a nice place you got here. What was all that? Standard cyber terminal waits on your table check for you. The screen's active, displaying a list of simple data inquiries. Check inventory logs. It appears that the Rabengeister keep a detailed inventory of the stolen goods. A quick scan of the data indicates that while the medical supplies bound for the Quais Bazaar are long gone, Granari's missing weapon shipment is currently in a storage locker at Frankfurter Tor. The locker number is marked as 49. Locker 49. You copy the information to your PDA and forward it on to Gennari. Right. There must be another way out of here. How did he get down here without me seeing him? Anyway. Let's head back upstairs. And if anybody wants to get in our way, they are more than welcome to. It looks like nobody's going to bother us. Excellent. Hey guys, we're just heading back out. We're not going to take the medical supplies off them. I feel that's a little bit unfair. Hey Ivar! How's it going, man? We just shot some thieves. In their defense, they were kind of, you know, starving to death and desperate. In our defense, we are also desperate. And they stole shit from us. We emerged from the U-Bahn station and out onto the familiar streets of the Quais Bazaar. The energy here is a stark contrast to the weary, slow-drowning mood of the Gesundbrunnen. Kreisberg is an island of hope, float amidst the dangerous currents of the flux state, but it wouldn't take much for it to capsize. It's time to find Gennari and tell him the good news. The news. Not necessarily the good news. Yeah, good news. We found out where his shit was. Right. Time to get paid. Welcome back. We need some weapons, some ammunition perhaps? I take it about that in the Rabengeister, so they won't be hijacking your shipments anymore. A faint smile plays across the normally taciturn merchant's face. Yes, and my people have retrieved the shipment exactly how you said it would be. Good work. How were you able to manage that? Things got a little messy, but I got the job done. A cold smile flickers across his face. Good. Sometimes a little mess is necessary. Hey, awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Also, there has been some discussion, and we've all decided that, well, I feel that you know how if you get how if the presidential veto can be overcome by a majority in the Senate, we'll feel that a unanimous verdict can overcome a GM veto. So we've got to think about these sorts of things. Here's your payment as promised, and should you need any new weapons, thanks to you, I have some new merchandise available. Would you like to take a look? Yeah, let's see what you got. Oh come on, it's such a good name. It's such a terrible name. It is the best worst team name ever. Right. To be honest, I don't use guns that much, so it's probably a waste of time me looking at them. Right, other objectives. Optionals. Take the urban band to Frankfurt Tor. Band to Adronenplatz. Adenauer Platz. It was the Bulbous Cherubs. The team name is the Bulbous Cherubs. Right. So, OTK International Headquarters, Tap Night Down Communications. Assemble a team and travel to GM Europa. Frankfurt Tor to meet Lucador's team. Adenauer Platz to find Esquibel Lab. Let's go to Frankfurt Tor first. Trial run. As the Urban hums towards the Frankfurt Tor, you tug idly at the fabric of your maintenance uniform. You found it in a duffel bag on your seat when you boarded, along with a note from Dürer to put it on before your arrival. The moment you step off this train, the note said, your trial run begins. You are to rendezvous with the rest of your team, reconnoitre the building, and plant the specified devices in Alshire's suit. Beyond that, your approach will be left to you. Do not disappoint us, you are being watched. A run's a run, and money is money. As you emerge from the dingy confines of the Urban terminal and step into the bright light, you find yourself confronted with a wall of muscle in a knight-errant uniform. Knight-errant Grenadier. You're with maintenance. This isn't a question. He stands impassively waiting for a response. Yes, sir. Have you seen any other maintenance guys around here? Yeah, they've been trickling in over the last 15 minutes or so. Already done a security check on your entire crew. Everything's checked out, so you're good to head on into the building whenever you want. Thank you for your time. Thanks for your time. Nods at you. Have a good one. The young dwarf looks up at you, wide-eyed with apprehension. From the way she's fidgeting, you can tell she's terrified. She bites her lower lips, eyes darting from side to side. Finally, she takes a step toward you. Hello, are you Miss Fortune? That's me. Am I late? No, you're right on time. The rest of us got here early, and one of the others was pretty vocal about not wanting to wait. He took off, and the other guy followed him. They're already inside. Great. That's just great. The dwarf wrings her hands. I'm sorry, I told them to wait, but they didn't listen. They just muscled on past me and waltzed through the front door. What have I got? Don't worry, it's going to be fine. Yeah, don't worry, kid. Takes a deep breath and nods. Yeah, okay. They'll still be on the first floor. Nobody's getting upstairs until I bypass the security locks in the elevator. That's why I decided to wait for you out here. I figured they couldn't get too far ahead of us if I didn't go inside with them. Good thinking. I like you. Thanks, I just hope they don't screw things up in there. All that I want is to get this thing over with and get back home. Right with you there, let's head inside. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Ah, you poor sod. Mid-level corporate compound, complete with living space on the upper levels. Let's have a quick look around first. I do have somewhere else to be. However, it's always worth having a quick look round before you go running in. The waitress steps forward to greet you, a drink menu in your hand. Welcome to Calf Shack, home of the budget-friendly caffeine fix. May I help you? What do you have? You've got the cheapest soy calf in Berlin, guaranteed. She pauses a moment and then looks you up and down. You've been around long enough to know when you're being sized up. Finally, she continues. Of course, for hard-working folks like yourselves, we do have other options. Options that corporate security doesn't tend to appreciate very much. Productivity enhancers. Get the picture? I'm not going to narc on you. She smiles slyly. I've got just the thing for that big presentation, or that make-or-break annual report. It's called Jolt, and it's amazing. Imagine a great big cup of calf, only without the nasty crash or the jittery stomach. You can take as many as you need without winding up in the hospital, and each one will keep you going for a couple of hours. Sounds too good to be true. Well, it's pricey, and there are some minor side effects. If you take more than 5 in a single sitting, you'll probably get a nosebleed. I don't think that everyone's ever tried drinking more than 10 at once. She pauses, considering. Yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend that. Show me. Jolt. +1 AP, +1 intelligence. I like that. Let's get one. We can swap out the hyper that we've got at the moment. Confirm. Thank you for that. This is why you go and talk to everyone. Sometimes you'll find a waitress who's willing to sell you drugs. And sometimes... typical. Maybe if I wasn't a dwarf it would be fine. As you step through the door, you find yourself confronted by a pair of men wearing the same kind of uniform they are. Judging by an expression, there's no lost love between the two. Hearing the door swing open, they turn to face you. The shorter of the two, a human with arcane symbols tastefully embossed onto his belt, glares at you. You're here, finally. You've brought a little mouse of an electrician with you. Better late than never, but not much better. You're tardy enough as it is. He jerks his thumb at the elf standing beside him. I'll leave it to you to keep a pack mule in line. The elf's lip curls into a snarl. Hanging from his back is a bulging pack that looks incredibly heavy. His broad shoulders sag under the weight of whatever is inside. He's dumb as a post, but he can lift heavy things. Might not be bad in a fight either, at the very least. He can soak up a few bullets for the rest of us. Staring daggers at the mage, he spits out a long string of foreign words in a simple, susurrant breath. The sound of it is lovely, but expression leaves little doubt that the message behind the words is an ugly one. Oh, and I hope you can speak Spirithiel. He shakes his head in disgust. Damn useless immigrants. Did I hear you right? Did you really say that I was tardy? I mean, what are you going to do? Look, let's just get on with it. Straight to the point. Good. I have an important meeting in a few hours. So let's get this. Let's get to the penthouse, plant the cameras, and I'll mask them against detection. Then we can all go our separate ways. The elf mutters something under his breath and hitches the bulky pack a little higher up his back. His muscles bulge under the strain of it. Looks like you drew the short, strong team assignments, friend. I can help you with it if you want. The elf blinks uncomprehendingly and takes a half step back. Told you, can't understand a word you're saying. Nothing's come out of his mouth but that pigeon drivel the elves call a language. A Turnigur dialect, if I'm not mistaken. I wish you'd do us a favour and go back. Address yourself, elf. Can you understand me at all? The musical tones of the elvish tongue pour out of his mouth again, but you can't make out a word. His dialect is quite foreign, it's unlike any form of Spirithiel spoken by the Erbs of Turnanog. The elf falls silent. He's just as frustrated as the mage is. Let's run to your rest. Lucas sent me with a civilian, an asshole, and a guy who doesn't speak German. Wonderful. Your words don't seem to have much impact. The elf's scowl deepens. Now that we're all together, let's discuss our approach. I don't know how we're supposed to get into the Elshire penthouse. I get this impression that none of you actually want to be here, but we've got a job to do, so we're all going to have to suck it up and deal. The mage leers at you. Wonderful pep talk. Really, really magnificent. I can see why you were placed in charge of this run. I can please get moving. I don't have all day. We know. We have a meeting. I can get us into the Aylshire apartment, but there are a few things we'll need to do first. If you can get me to a building access panel that's on the same circuit as the penthouse, I should be able to put its security system into maintenance mode. The job will take some creative rewiring. Well, that and whatever's in that pack the elf is carrying. Our employers gave me the schematics. And do you know where we'll find the access panel, mouse? Quit calling me that. She takes a moment to calm herself. Yes, and yes, I do. There's an access panel on one of the mid-range apartments on the same floor. My contact gave me a key code that should get us in. You've said should twice already. That makes me feel uneasy. Well, there's nothing that I can do about that. It's the plan I was given, and we're stuck with it. Unless you have a better idea, we better follow our instructions and hope for the best. She turns to face you. Get me to a building access terminal on this floor, and I can rewire the elevator. That's the first thing we need to do. Once we're upstairs, we'll use the code I was given, we'll rewire Aylshire's security system, and we hide the cameras in his apartment. Her birth hours. Well, that's the theory anyway. Alright, then let's go. Let's drop to the stressed suit. A well-dressed orc stops his pacing to stare at you as you approach. Heavy worry lines etch his forehead, and his eyes are bloodshot. Looks like he hasn't slept in a month. I don't want to be rude, but I'm a little busy right now. If this is about building maintenance, take it someplace else. James's cheeks flush red. He takes a step forward. Watch it. You don't get to talk to me like... The orc bristles. Like a janitor? Yes, I do, because that's what you are. If you want to keep that uniform, you better watch your attitude. No, isn't there a flaw that you could be cleaning or something? I've got a lot in my mind to worry about. Important things. I don't want to be bothered. With a visible effort, he calms himself. Look, sorry, I'm not trying to be unpleasant. It's just I have a huge presentation to give to the board in 20 minutes. I stayed up all night practicing, and now I'm so tired I can't even remember my own name. That's rough. He shakes his head miserably. I'm going to botch this. And the worst part is, most of these bastards will assume it's because I'm an orc. They already make jokes behind my back. After this, it's going to get a lot worse. Maybe a little something here. Sounds like just what... Yes! This is why you buy drugs! Is that Jolt? I haven't had that since I graduated from business school. Oh man, that stuff is the best. Here you go, man. It's all yours. No, I can't just take it from you. And how much that stuff can cost. But here's what I can do. I'm going to give you my room code. When you're making your rounds, doing your maintenance thing, you can stop by and grab my cred stick off the table. There's a couple hundred new yen on it. Cred stick on the table. Got it. Just do us both a favor. I promise you won't take anything else, okay? I'm trusting you with this. This is why you buy drugs. Absolutely. Oh, that's a Knight Errant Guard. I don't want to talk to the Knight Errant Guard. Right. What else can we do around here? We are a maintenance team, so we're inspecting this. Jonah studies the junction box room when it turns to face you. See that guard in the hallway? Well, he was standing next to a junction box just like this. Looks like they're on the same circuit too. So I could use this one to overload the one the guard's standing by. She looks at the junction box again and nods. Yeah, I could feed a nice power spike into that one from here, you know, if we wanted to. What would that do? Make a loud noise and arc enough voltage into that hallway to knock out a gang of trolls. Alright, fry 'em. Oh no! Isn't that a shame? Tech vendor. Corporate woman. Let's talk to the corporate woman. No, we shouldn't. A well-groomed corporate couple stand in the corner, browsing racks of pamphlets about neural enhancement headwear. The woman's head turns at the sound of your approach. Upon seeing you, I'm sure nerds are in close. Oh, hello. Are we on your way? We wouldn't want to keep you from your work. Oh, alright. Don't let us get in the way. Yeah. We don't want to blow this thing too early, and we've already got two people who are just not great. Oh, let's not go in there. Let's not go in there. Utility grid hub. Wordlessly, Jenna pops in an access panel over the base of the terminal and begins snipping wires. A few minutes later, she paces the panel cover and stands. Alright, that should do it. I bypassed the security lock in the elevator. We're good to head upstairs. That was quick. I know my way around electrical systems. My father used to own retail properties all over Munich and helped to maintain them. She smiles shyly. I've been rewiring buildings since I was a little girl. Touching. I don't know what this has to do with getting on me to my meeting, but please, by all means, keep waltzing around memory lane. We'll wait. Okay, less about your meeting, James, but we should keep moving all the same. Moon's turned and stalks out the doorway. The others fall behind. Let's get to that elevator. I do hope I get to shoot James in the back of the head. Alright. I'm going to need to get you... 303, and the combination is 14291. Alright, I'm going to need to get to this floor's access panel. That'll be room 303 on this floor. The combination is 14291. She glances up at you. Make sure to write that down. Yes, I've got it. Okay. Once I'm there, I can put the penthouse door in maintenance mode. That'll set its key code combination to 11111. So we shouldn't have any trouble getting in to plant the cameras. That's a better idea. We've been making halfway decent time. Not good, but not terrible. I can't afford any more delays. He cracks his knuckles. Hope no one else gets in our way for their own sake. You aren't hurting anyone unless I order you to. You got that? Maid curls its lip into a sneer. Yeah, I heard you. If we went on instructions to follow your lead, this would be a very different conversation. Yes, it would, because you would be dead. Yeah, well, you are, so shut up and deal with it. She shakes her head in disgust. God, I wish that we didn't need... didn't need you to finish the job. Your lips curls into a sneer. Sadly for us all, you do. And by the way, I'm going to have words when this is over. This run is over, mouse. A stream of caustic syllables pours out of the elf's mouth. His back is stooped under the weight of his pack, but his hands are clenched into fists. He rolls his eyes and points a bony finger at the elf. Look, it's beginning to speak. It's trying to speak. I want to get this over with, Misfortune. I want to get away from these people and go home. Yep, let's do this. What's the other thing that we have? So that's the penthouse. Door console. Security personnel age. Place of keypad. Smooth Gear Plus panel with a data port in its center. We've seen that the building management doesn't want layman hack tampering with this machine. Yeah, I'm not a good enough decker for that. But one of these is the orc's apartment. This trendily designed panel leads apartment 302. A slick, high-grade keypad's been mounted on the door frame. So wait, did we not have the... I'm confused. Did we not get the... Ah, suit store code 537886. Use the keypad 53786. Welcome, homeowner. Receive 200 new yen. Yeah, we made a profit on it. Fire escape. Huh. How about that? $14291. $14291. Door opened. Welcome, homeowner. Hey, I recognize that flag. Moving the painting aside, you find a large maintenance access panel. Jan steps forward, a slight frown on her face. Right, I guess this is me. She pulls a multi-tool from her belt and uses it to loosen the bolts that hold the panel in place. Pulling up a schematic on her PDA, she examines the terminal's wiring. Hurry up, woman. The clock is ticking. Don't rush me. This is complicated. Popping the lid on her toolbox, she grabs a pair of wire clippers, a soldering gun, and a roll of electrical tape. With a look of grim determination on her face, she begins to snip into a massive harness of cables that runs through the unit. All right. She taps the elf on the knee. I'm going to need that thing now. He nods and reaches back to unsling his pack. Placing it on the floor, he opens it up and pulls out a large blue canister. It takes all of his strength to wrestle it up from the ground and into the place in the access panel that Jana has cleared. There you go, you dumb ox. Do something useful for a change. The elf says nothing. Unburdened by the heavy pack, he stands up straight, and for the first time you appreciate how much larger he is than the corporate mage. He stares down at James, and his hands bunch into fists. Stay cool, man, we're almost done. If the elf understands you, he shows no signs of it. He seems to stare as James down. The mage continues to ignore him. Payload in place, Jenna goes back to work. It only takes a few minutes for her to screw, wire, and solder the canister into the harness. She inspects her work, nods, and turns to face you. She stands and brushes the hair out of her eyes. All right, job's done. Just need to do a bit of cleanup and we can get out of here. Nice job. Yeah, thanks. It wasn't all that difficult. Just a matter of following our employer's instructions. Hey, that's great, but time's are ticking, so let's keep moving. He glances at the jumble of wires and circuitry through the open access panel. To hell with the cleanup, will be gone before anybody notices anything anyway. You sure that whatever you did disarmed the security system? He shrugs. Not really. I have no idea what the canister was, or what it was supposed to do. Employers told me that I had to wire it into the wall at this junction, so I did. That's all I know. Don't tell us much, do they? The mage sneers. You haven't been doing this long, have you? Lodge doesn't tell you things you don't need to know, and you don't ask. Your job is to do what they tell you, take the money, and keep your mouth shut about it afterwards. It's very simple. The Lodge? Mage's eyes widen incredulously. You don't even know who you're working for, do you? You're leading this team, and you don't have a clue. Jana jumps in her eyes wide. Both of you, shut up, somebody's coming. Right, okay. A tall, deeply tanned man turns rounds the corner at a jog and comes bustling into the room. You recognise him as the father that you spoke with at the Augmentech kiosk. He stops short when he sees your team, and the smile falls from his face. You, the lady from Cyborg kiosk. What the hell is going on? He advances on you, full of bluster and bravado. This is my apartment. I own it. You can't just waltz in here and start pulling the walls apart without my consent. For maintenance, look at the uniforms. Yes, I can see that. It doesn't give you the right to force your way into my home and start tearing at my walls. At the very least, you should have given me advance notice. James shoots you an irritated glance. This is a waste of time. I'm already running late. If you don't take care of this idiot, I will. The elves bark something out at James. The sound is uncharacteristically ugly, all harsh consonants and sibilant hisses. Let's keep calm, everyone. This is a simple misunderstanding. Misunderstanding my arse. A friend just called me an idiot in my own home. He wheels on James, and his hands balled into fists. I'd like to know what your employee number, and I want to know it now. Mage raises an eyebrow, smiling. You do now? Do you now? I'm a member of the Homeowners Association for this level, and you know what that means? I have a lot of pull with building management. He thrusts an outstretched finger at James. Your days wearing that uniform are numbered, I promise you that. Calm down, sir. There's not even a problem with dispatch. You should have received a work order last week. I didn't receive a thing from dispatch, or from anyone else for that matter. My wife and I are entertaining guests here in an hour and a half, and our living room is ruined. I need to know what you're doing to fix this, and that you'll clean up the place, and that you'll put a new coat of wax on the floors. I need... The hell with this, I don't have time for this. His hands twist into claws. An instant later, they're wreathed in an unnatural purple glow. James, stand down. We do not need to kill this man. The glow intensifies into a scintillating torrent of light. The energy lances and stabs out of James's hooked fingers as if it were alive. The man in the door recalls an alarm, and Plum slips down on a plastic disc that's been clipped to his belt. Too late, you recognise the object. A panic button. The air fills with a cacophonous wail of screaming alarms. James jerks back, his concentration broken. From down the hall, you can distinctly hear the sound of heavy footsteps approaching at a run. Meanwhile, the homeowner backpedals, trying to put a wall between himself and James. He's moving too slowly, much too slowly. James, let him go. Damn it. Everybody stand. Your words are met with an incomprehensible screech, and your peripheral vision you catch a flurry of motion. Your elvish companion is moving, making a beeline towards James. Jana's hanging off of him, trying to slow him down, but he barely seems to notice. With a kick, he sends her tumbling to the ground, and reaches for his weapon. Stop, damn it! We need him alive to complete the run! With a kick, he sends her tumbling to the ground, and turns back towards James. Okay. Ah, jeez. I'm not sure what to do. I am genuinely not sure what to do. I want to shoot James in the back of the head. But I want to shoot James in the back of the head. But I was hired to do a job. The elf comes up short, staring at you. He sweeps his eyes from you to Jana to James, and he exhales heavily and spits out a jumble of broken German. Killers of innocents will not stand, not slave. All lodgemen bastards, I kill all. Okay. 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 You know, if you'd said that earlier, I would be with you shooting him in the back of the head. We didn't need this. We didn't need this, James. Really didn't need to do this. I was on your side, buddy. I was on your side. What are these? Stun, yeah. So wait, does she have two? No, she just has the one. Christ. Fuck you, James. Fuck you so hard. Hey, James, guess where you're going? Fucking hell. And this is on easy. Do I have a drone? I have a drone repair kit, don't I? Yes. Ah, Christ. Reload. Not enough AP. Alright, James, go flush him out. Oh, for fuck's... Really? More of them? We're not going to survive this, are we? Yeah, let's feed him to the ghouls. It's more than what he deserves. Wow, you are the least useful mage. Stop shooting the useful people. And this is why I don't run with other people's teams. Fuck. Well, I can't survive this. Christ. I genuinely don't think that we can survive this. I'm gonna have to reload. I don't have enough damage. Well done, James. You got this entire runner team killed. Yeah. we're going to have to restart that. Jeez. You know what? I am not having the best day. Oh, jeez. I really don't want to go through that again. We're going to do this again on Friday. Yeah, we're not backing James on this one. Yeah, I really do fancy a round of DRG. So, brief aside as to what happened today that made today spectacularly, like, unusually bad. Um, I decided to go do some gardening. I've got a little potato patch. I decided to go and pick some of the weeds out of it. As I go down, my next door neighbour is screaming at somebody. I don't know who. I don't really care who. But I go look out the door just to because he's outside in the street, and I'm just like, okay, who's he screaming at? He turns, looks at me, and goes, "This fucking asshole who's been abusing me all day. I'm going to call the police." Comes over, starts shoving me, screaming in my face, and I'm just like, I know. Go now. I have talked to this guy 4 times. First time I talked to him was when he was being abused by another member of the somebody else who used to live above us, and I was helping him talk to the police. Second time I talked to him was when he kind of interrupted a dinner a barbecue that I was having, and started being an arsehole because he's an arsehole. Third time I talked to him is when I went and asked him to turn the music down because I was trying to have conversations with clients and they could hear the music that he had on next door. And he was really abusive to me. And then today, when he just started yelling at me that I've been abusing him and pestering him, and yeah, I was in the process of calling the cops on him when he decided that he was going to come and apologise for it. But yeah. I didn't need that today. And this is kind of, been a bit of a kick in the gut as well. Right, okay. Let's go shut things down. And we can shoot James in the back of the head tomorrow. Catch you around, guys.